What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. My name is Joop from the Clips, aka Macaroni with the Cheese, and today I got a brand new video for you guys. And this video is going to be more about the cybersecurity domain and the new developments, the new project that I'm creating. It's not a video that you're familiar with, but since this is my YouTube channel, also I like to share my knowledge and my developments on further subjects. Today's 21st July of 2024, and yes, last Friday there pretty much was a big global IT outage done by company Crowstrike, and many companies were down, governments were down, airports were down, banks were down, and just because there was an update by Crowstrike, it was distributed to all its customers, and it basically had a faulty file in it, and it results in people not gonna could work on their systems. It returned a blue screen of death, and basically it could be one of the biggest global IT outages from this day on. But I'm gonna let these professionals talk more in details about it. So let's go.
Let's start with Crowstrike. What exactly is it? And obviously, how does it play into this entire outage? It sounds like it was a glitch on an update. What does that mean?
Crowstrike is a cybersecurity firm that really serves the globe. It has thousands of customers. It serves a huge part of the U.S. government. It serves most states. So it's baked into a lot of infrastructure. And Crowstrike is really about protecting Windows systems, right? Windows systems are all over the world. How do you do that? By constantly delivering updates that make sure that it gets ahead of the latest threats. So it's pretty regular for Crowstrike to deliver these little software updates just to ensure that everybody can't be hacked or attacked. And of course, this was not a cyber attack at all. It was corrupted data that was delivered. Apparently, it was a corrupted file that was not caught coming out of Crowstrike and was not caught going into all of these systems. And it went into all of these systems at once. And then, of course, the systems, Windows in particular, crashed. We got the blue screen of death. We got a lot of systems that rely on Windows in that back end that went down. Xbox Live, WhatsApp, all of these different systems were unavailable. And of course, it affected systems like 911 in Alaska and flight systems and screens that you would just look at to get information. So all of that kind of went kaput because Windows went kaput, but really because Crowstrike delivered a bad file.
So what this basically means is that they not test, they update in a test environment. They basically deployed it without testing, and this was a big mistake. And yeah, that's something to do your due diligence on before you're gonna update your software and distribute it to the customers, because this is basically what can happen. And we will see more outages, as I always say, in the next few 5 to 10 years, because the cybersecurity domain and the whole dependency on global IT corporate institutions is getting preposterous. So we have to be more serious about our cybersecurity people, about skills to develop. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to see what happened the last few days with the whole global outage. Keep in mind, the governments were offline, the 911 services, transportation services were disrupted. The White House reported issues between 6 and 7 a.m. A White House National Security Council spokesperson tells CNN they are aware of incident, they are looking into the issue and impact. Man, it's pretty interesting, and I'm a big believer in cybersecurity. I'm a big believer in defending your institutions, your software and network. So this is gonna be very interesting in the next 5 years, and this is pretty much a good example why we all do need to think about a career in cybersecurity and to develop your skills. So as this was happening on Friday, 15 July, the stock pretty much went down. And let me see, the stock went down from it already was in a downtrend, but it went even down lower because of this news. So it was around 25% down because of the news. So and now it's getting pushed back from the 200 moving average, but it's a significant down momentum what happened with this stock. So on that further notice, I want to share my project that I've been doing, guys. On my YouTube channel, I pretty much share everything that I like, my own developments, and I was doing a new project. So the new project that I've been doing lately, I was basically trying to deploy a cloud native monitoring app on Kubernetes. So I needed 4 things. I needed an AWS account. I already had an AWS account, Python 3, Docker, and kubectl. So I downloaded and installed this on my OS, as you can see. So from this further on, I will explain what I particularly did. It's not a video that you guys familiar with, but like I said, I want to share my process in my projects and etc., because I do work in the cybersecurity domain, so I want to learn more skills with AWS, with programming, etc. So these are the projects that I want to share with you guys. Think about DevOps, DevSecOps. So what I basically did, I tried to make a cloud native monitoring app, and I started it on my local machine, and then I put it in a Docker system, and eventually I want to put it in a Kubernetes. So I developed it. So first I updated my system, and I checked the SHA-20 fixed sum, and it replied okay. So that basically means that my download file was legit. Then I created the Flash application, and I created with the app py script, as you can see. Yeah, then I created my py script. As you can see, I import Sutil, and from the library implemented a route, and that returns the current CPU and memory usage, and it was working great. And then I created a text file to install all my modules, and I run the requirements text file with pip3 install, and this is how my text file was looked. And the module was Flask, Markup Safe, Worksuit, InSDangerous 2 Putil. These were basically all the modules that the app would need, and I basically executed this file, so all was up to date and included. Then I had some issues with permissions, and what I basically did is I created an own virtual environment, and I named it my env to not be caught up with permissions, and there was the reason I could continue. And like it said, this keeps your project dependencies isolated from the system Python packages. So it was a virtual package that I created next to my OS system, where I could continue and the permission would not go all over the place. Then I ran the Flask application, and it was running on my local host, and I run it on port 5000, and I was successfully had it on air, and there it basically shows my CPU and my memory utilization, so what I was using on my OS. So that was a big start. It was a big progress for me, and I was happy to made it so far. And then I refreshed my local host, and every time I refresh this, it gives me real data in real time. So I was pretty happy to do that, and you can also see it in the command line. So after creating a start for a system monitoring dashboard using Flash and Plotly, I wanted to add some colors because it was pretty much some text, and this was nice also, but I wanted some text, a pretty nice dashboard. So I created a template file with language HTML code, and this is how the index file was look like. So I pretty much searched this up with AI, and it handed me out this file, and I had the layout in title, CPU, memory utilization, the type indicator, the color, also in which color I wanted it. So it was basically the template, easy not too difficult. I made an own directory template for the index file to put in. Then I updated the Flash app, and then I run the Python 3 script to make sure my environment is activated and run the application. So after updating the index HTML file, it looked like this. So same data, but the dashboard was much nicer with colors. So every time I refresh the data, it would give me accurate real-time data. So it was nice to see that it was running like this, and it was nice. So after doing that locally, I wanted to move this to Docker. So to continue with Docker, I had to make a Docker file, and I had to put in the file what I pretty much wanted. After creating my Docker file, I had to build it with a Docker image, and after running this, creating this Docker image, I then can run it in a Docker container. So I made a Docker file, and I used the official Python image and set the work app and pip install, no cache in there. I run it on port 5000, and I had the flash codes of my env on public IP, and that's it. My Docker file was created, and I was build it on port 5000, and I was happy. I built the Docker file. Then I continue sudo docker build my flash, and then it run my Docker file. And this was the command sudo docker build t flash, and then as you can see, built Docker domain, collected the info, and then I continued. So now the Docker image was built. As you can see, the image was built. This is the Docker image, this is the ID, this is the name, and now I had to run the container. So I run the container with command app run port 5000, and with the name of the image ID, I run the container, and now my Docker file was running with a Docker image in a Docker container. So basically this is what happening. It was running the last stage. So I was pretty much happy to do this project, to show you guys my developments and how I'm progressing, and also it's a pretty good agenda for myself. And now with the last step, I wanted to combine this with Kubernetes. So this is a hard part that I'm still practicing on, and I basically want to move my Docker image to the AWS Elastic Container Registry to put it on Kubernetes. So this is the last part that I'm working on. So if we go to AWS, so I created a ECR, and within the ECR I can put my cluster. So this is my ECR for my cluster. It is my cloud native repo. So this is my cluster. I created a cluster, it's active, and within this cluster I will create the nodes where my app can run onto. So this is the last part of my project that I'm trying to do. I'm really happy, but it's pretty hard, so I will continue with this project and try to finish it. So this is basically what I've been doing lately to continue and progress in my development career. And I wanted to show this guys with you. So I'm happy I did this project, and I'm happy that it's running. So without further ado, I hope you like this video. I hope you learned something today, and I will share this project on my socials. So it's easy for you to run it and to see what you can learn from it. So with that being said, hope you like this video, and I'll see you guys to the next one.